Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah. It's the Porch Podcast, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Porch Podcast, y'all.
That's it. It's your boy, DJ EE, Mr. Influential. How y'all doing today?
And you're not hanging with your boy P Original, and we in the building.
That's it. So, P.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right to it.
Talk about it.
Tell them what the Porch Podcast is about.
Man, listen. The Porch Podcast, baby, is about everything that's going on now and then. We call it the Porch basically because of the fact that coming up as kids, man, you know, we spent a lot of time on the porch, learning different things from one another. You know, it was our source of information. We sat back and talked about all kind of things, man. You know, we didn't do the news. We didn't do the whole lot of the paper. We sat right there and talked about everything that we needed to talk about to grow, man. Whether we started off as, you know, young boys, 8, 9, 10 years old, going all the way through our teens, man, just learning valuable lessons. Pops out there hanging with us. Moms coming through sometime, dropping some knowledge on us. Uncles, you know what I'm saying, old heads, OGs talking to us. It was a place to be if you wanted to know something about something. You know what I mean? So that's what this is going to be about. It's going to be about trying to just, you know, take that concept back in the day, how we used to bring it and come together and make everything make sense.
Yeah.
And do it now.
Right. Right there. I feel like you sound like you was the old uncle right there, man. You just, you know, like we gonna take that back. We had pops out there, you know what I mean? That shit kind of
yeah.
Crazy,
well, you know, hey, listen, you know what that is? That's a reflection of the old head being out there talking. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? We thought we thought the same thing you just said now back then. Like, oh,
right. Like, here come this nigga, man. Like, come on, man.
I really don't want to hear this today.
Right.
You know?
But, you know, like we said, the Porch Podcast, man, it's just bringing that grown man talking, you know what I mean? And I know y'all probably sitting there saying, all right, what's different from every other podcast? I could tell you what's different from every other podcast and this podcast.
Talk about it.
It's ours.
Straight like that.
It's just ours. I ain't got to say much. It's ours. Right. It belongs to us.
Talk about it.
You know what I mean? These rainy boys, you know what I mean? I just want to shout out everybody. I want to shout out a couple people right now that's going in the mind because we here, we rocking. Shout out to my brother DK. Look at it, always chasing the bag. Look at that, got that shirt right there, that drop right there. Yes, of course, a shout out to my man DJ Camp Killer right there with the P got on the Jersey Cat sweatshirts. That's what we do, man. That's how it is, and that's what it's about, man. But listen, P.
Yes, sir.
As we talk about the porch,
right,
and we talk about growth, we talk about evolution, we talk about everything. Simple question.
Okay.
What do you think you did what your 15-year-old self think you would be doing today?
No, and I can answer that straight like that because really at 15, man, I didn't really have a idea of what I really wanted in life.
Right.
You know, at that time, you know, I was into my little drawing thing. You know, a lot of people know. Actually, man, you know,
you was into that heavy, very heavy.
That was my thing. I thought that was going to be my path.
Right.
And honestly, man, you know, I came to the understanding at that point.
Right.
That it was more or less a love, and I wasn't really quite sure if I wanted to pursue it, you know, as an actual business, as an actual career.
Right.
But at that time, honestly speaking, man, comparing it to where I am now, nah, but not in a negative sense, though. But I can't honestly say that I pictured where I am today. Nah, I can't honestly say
that. So you think you was a loser then?
No, I don't have any of that. I got my blood checked out and everything. They said there's absolutely 0% loser
I'm just making sure, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, just okay. You know, and you do understand something, that if there was any chance of a percentage of loser in me, well, considering the fact we came from the same stock, you'd have to claim your percentage, is what I'm saying.
Well, listen, there would be no percentage for me.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Because I'm Mr. Influential to influence. That's what I am. I influence the world. You know what I mean?
I get it.
That's just how it goes.
I am the original P.
Yeah.
You know,
there's original P.
Yeah. So, you know, that speaks within itself. But nah, let me ask you, you know, that's a good question. I'll boomerang that back towards you.
For some reason, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
And maybe it's because I've always had a vision of being in radio. And some people, that's watching, they know my past. I done did internet radio. I done did. I'm an actual DJ that's traveled all over the world to DJ different places, and I ain't talking in a cocky way. Of course, when I say all over the world, I don't mean I've been to China and all that, but I have left the country.
Right.
Yeah, I have left the country, and I have
no
been.
Doubt, no doubt.
I have DJ'd outside of the country.
That's it.
Yeah, and got paid for it. So,
right.
So that's why I say these things. So us doing a podcast right now is very relative to what you laughing at, man. Just start giggling. Would I look like Pop or something?
No. You know how you do the disclaimer. You know what I mean? Everybody know you're not cocky, man. They know that your equipment done been in the plane and traveled and went places before, man.
That's just what it is.
That's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? But damn, you just go ahead and talk about it, baby. Did you see this coming?
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I did.
Okay.
I really did. You know what I mean? And it's funny that I just come out and just come out and say, I see myself like this. Yeah, that's like, I know Reg. I know Reg. I know him. I remember Reg. You know what I mean? So, but truth of the matter is this, man. That just gives us inspiration of being whatever we want to be.
Right.
We know we can do whatever we want, be whatever we want to be, and not be upset how we got there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I ain't do nobody dirty to get where I was going. You know what I mean?
That's always a plus, man.
Yeah, I ain't.
You can sleep easy at night.
Sleep easy at night, man.
Know that.
You know what I mean? I come home and everybody's good, and it's the same thing with you. You know what I mean? But that's just us. When you actually go back and ask them type of questions that we just shot back and forth at each other, it kind of sets the plateau and it sets the tone. You know what I mean? So, like especially with this being the kickoff episode, and we just are, the guys we said that we were going to be, to a sense. As much as he sits here and he says that, the drawing thing was your thing, you couldn't stay away from the mic. You know what I mean? Pause. But you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't stay. You really...
Listen, fix that, man. Cuz, come on, man. And from the music. I got you.
Right. You couldn't stay away from
I'm uncomfortable leaning forward talking right now.
Yeah, like, and it's something that we always knew, like, back in the day, I used to follow this guy around. I wanted to be this guy, man. Y'all might not know. I really wanted to be this guy right here, man. This guy that's sitting across from me right now, man. Remember when your name was Kid Natural?
This guy did that. We didn't talk about it.
Remember when your name was Kid Natural?
You know what? Mm-hmm. I couldn't be myself if I didn't claim that as a reality. Mm-hmm. I do remember that. And the rap thing, honestly, man.
Kid Natural, man. That's a funny name.
I was just talking to you. I learned a lot from my brother too, in a lot of ways. I mean, we were just talking about the concept about writing bars and understanding the counts and all those type of things. Right. I always gave you a lot of credit, bro, because what they call the grunt work,
right,
or the not so sexy work of certain situations, you made it your business to master those abilities.
Right.
Where for me, I didn't necessarily, and it's still something that I work on to this day, having the patience to be able to go and look into those things. With that being said,
yes,
anything that you have a passion for, you're going to find your lane and your way to be involved in it.
Oh, yeah.
And so we always was able to create a collaboration like we doing now because of the fact that we just leaned upon our abilities that we could do.
Right.
Like anything dealing with music, I would honestly say, man, it was like for me, I visioned myself in those actual scenarios and in those situations.
Right.
Which has allowed me and afforded me the opportunity at this point in my life to be able to have forward-thinking visions. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of things that I think about now when I share with people, like the different videos and stuff that I've been coming up with, it's because of the ability to be able to understand that I'm not the only person here.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not the only person that's in a position to be able to chase their dreams and their goals And I want to be able to be a voice of reason for people to understand that, like I said in one of my videos, that, thinking that life won't ever be easy is futile thinking.
Yeah.
We think from that perspective because it's a situation where we believe that just because we have an ability to do something like as a DJ, a person that actually goes in places and you are the highlight sometimes of all of the events that's taking place.
Preach.
People don't necessarily understand that there is a lot of work that goes into that.
Well, to be honest with you, and I'm gonna just go back because you know to unpack basically what you're saying. Your name was Kid Natural, and I wouldn't be myself unless I broke it down.
Come on, man. Damn, I thought we moved on from that.
No, but I'm saying that.
Go ahead.
I used to call myself what? Little Natural.
Word is bond.
Word is bond. Because I tried to do everything that you was doing. And I'm gonna just keep it real. Like everybody gotta understand. Like I like this ain't we grown, but this ain't no dick eating or nothing like that. This is the truth, man. A lot of people, when you got a cool ass brother like I got, and he's your older brother, you try to be like him. You understand what I'm saying? And that's really where I'm going with it. So to keep going, piggybacking off pretty much what you was saying and how you was going with it. I master these things because everything that you talking about doing, if you pay attention, you was doing it first. You may not even notice it.
Never thought about it.
You never noticed that you was doing it first. Like, okay, the only reason why I started DJing because you wanted DJ equipment, right?
Right.
And mom and dad bought it.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They bought it.
True.
They got it. I mean, we had the big donkey mixer with the echo on that shit and all that. It was like, you understand what I'm saying? So to be honest with you with the situation, you left it alone because your patience, like you
still working on it to this day, y'all.
You don't like to be your patience. You don't like to wait
at all.
And that's what you said, the grunt work. You know what I mean? And I knew that the only way, just like we know, this is the kickoff show, but the only way this show is going to be successful is from consistency.
Absolutely.
We got to continue to do it, continue to do it. So I wanted to rap because you were rapping. I wanted to be a DJ because you were a DJ. You get what I'm saying? Right. And it's funny because I remember, right, shout out to my brother DJ Ron Ski, you know what I mean? Of course, as we grow with the show, we're going to have guests and everything.
What up, baby?
You know what I mean? He's going to be, a guest on the show. Of course, DK, DKL, all these people, y'all going to see them.
Absolutely.
They all
family.
Got things going.
Shout out,
they all got things going and stuff like that. But I remember the first time he heard you, like we did a little blend tape, right?
Okay.
So, like I said, shout out to DKL. DKL let us hold this little sampler.
Okay.
And I was like, again, grunt work. So I'm sitting there and I'm looping 4 and 8 bars. You just said I learned how to count bars. I'm looping.
Absolutely. I didn't know how to do it.
Looping 4 and 8 bar type things so we can blend acapellas to them.
Word.
I remember me and you was doing that to make a hell of a crazy ass
Word.
mixtape, right? So Ron Ski like, hey yo, who did that blend? He was like, your brother did that blend? Like, yeah, he was like, man, he could do a whole part like that. I said, I keep trying to tell y'all, that's who I learned how to DJ from. You see what I'm saying? So it was from going on the porch, going on to being a DJ, doing everything. It's like I just don't stop. And that and with this being the kickoff, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just keep it all the way 100 with everybody. Man, this was P idea. This whole thing right here was P idea. He came to me with it. So he don't even realize, even though we left the porch and we back on the porch now, the whole time he's saying the grunt work and everything, that shit was always fueled and led by him.
I say this, you put that like, and I didn't know, some of those things. I think, man, we've always, and I'm gonna say this, the older brother, little brother titles really never hung over us.
Nah, they did.
And the reason why is because we have always set out to make sure that we were in a situation of representation of each other, either way.
Exactly.
We were the Dub Brothers. We were the Naturals. We were all of these things.
Yeah.
What we always realized is that we wanted to, how can I say, it was never to outdo, but it was always to impress and be able to give off the light. You know what I'm saying? So I would say this, so that I just want to throw this in there because you brought up some things I didn't really ever know. Mm-hmm. Honestly speaking, bro, when I look back at all of those things, even though I may have been the introduction to them, I always felt like you captivated what I envisioned it being.
Okay.
So imagine this. Imagine I have a vision.
Right.
But I don't have the patience to see the vision all the way through.
Right.
And along comes a person that not only sounds like you, looks like you, moves like you, thinks like you, takes that piece and completes it and makes it the next way. And you look at it and go, damn, I was one move away from being what I thought it would look like.
Right.
I did that. And unbeknownst to me, I look back at what you just said now, and I look back at every one of those moments and say, wow, the purpose was there, right?
Right.
The example was there.
Right.
And then the excellence came right after it. That's the pattern of life, y'all.
Yeah.
We vision things. We envision things. We see things coming to be. We start to work on them. We either get impatient with them, or we either get to the point where it's not evolving and developing as quickly as we would like.
Right.
I told I heard something that I thought was astonishing. It was amazing to me over the radio the other day. Mm-hmm. Lady said, good things come to those who wait, but great things come to those who are patient.
Right.
Well, let me say this, brother. Mm-hmm. In hindsight, looking back, I may have had a good idea.
Right.
And it came to me. But your patience made it great.
Well, I appreciate that. And it's crazy. I never looked at it that way. And we just want to credit Miss Patty Jackson from WDAS who made that statement right there.
Talk about it.
And I mean, we are definitely in the Philly. We from Jersey representative, but we are in the Philly market, you know what I mean?
Talk about it.
And things like that. But to be honest, now that you break that down like that, I think that's what it is. It's like I've always been that guy that I could come up with ideas and different things like that. But I think what really, really makes me push it better is I'm a person who learns from experience or visually. Like you like now, okay, almost every time somebody want to do something nowadays, they go look at it on YouTube or something.
Right, absolutely.
So you was like the human version of YouTube back then. You know what I mean? For me and everything that I was trying to do. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, as you know, I actually turn around and what I do is I take that same energy. And same thing that I'm doing, and I often continue to research and work on it and research. It's like when you look at every basketball player.
Right.
We're going to use LeBron James right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When LeBron first came into the NBA, LeBron didn't have a shot. He didn't really have a shot. Like he wasn't the best shooter.
Okay.
But as time went over, and I'm not saying he's Steph Currying with it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But what I am saying is his shot has got better.
Right.
You look at right across the bridge here, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, he 1 3 his whole, 1 or 2 threes his whole career?
I haven't been counting.
Yeah, something.
It's my team. Shout out to the Sixers, man.
Yeah, shout out to the Sixers, man. You know what I mean? Listen, I love all local teams and everybody like that, but I'm
absolutely
LeBron fan. That's what I am. You know what I mean? But I feel like Ben Simmons' jump shot ain't get better because he ain't been in the gym with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
See, back in the day, you had Magic and Bird, and they motivated each other so much that Magic used to be like, I can't quit, man. I got to shoot 500 more jump shots. Like Larry ain't stop shooting yet. Larry could have been somewhere getting blessed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Larry Legend.
Yeah,
man.
he was Larry Legend. Like he could have been had a nice little blonde taking care of him or something like that. You know what I mean? And Magic talk about I got to shoot 500 more. And right. Bird could have been over there saying, man, I can't quit right now. Magic's still shooting.
Right.
Shooting what?
Right.
Right. Come on now.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
At that time we don't know what Magic was doing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
He is magical.
He is magical.
Right.
He's magical.
Right.
So what I am saying is, man, you got to put that work in. And I think that over this now 24 years, it's been about 24 years since I've decided to go hard at being a DJ.
Okay.
Anything with audio visual type things. You know what I mean? And I learned a lot on the way. Even when we discussed doing this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you remember, I said, man, it's gotta look good.
Brother, I give you all the credit. Let me say this. I'm sorry to cut your wisdom. But let me say this real quick. My patience can only be tempered by a person like yourself who you put everything eloquently. You was hitting me on the phone. I'm like, yeah, bro, you know, a couple concepts, man. Let's get it going, man. We're going to do it. Hey, bro, everything going to be smooth. I had about 3 more of them conversations, and every one of your comebacks was, hey, bro, it's going to be right.
Mm-hmm. Even today. Even today. When I lost my cool, see, that's what you don't realize.
Right.
When I lost my cool today,
right,
a couple times you was like, I ain't even worried.
And I meant that, bruh.
I ain't even worried.
Yeah, I meant that because you know what? You don't have to worry about a cool head, Joker.
Nah.
It's cool. Now, I'm going to tell you, you might have wanted to worry if it was the other way around.
You might have broke something.
Good chance. Okay? Not proud of that.
Not proud of that.
I'm working on it. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm under construction in some things in my life.
Right.
Okay, all right. But go ahead and make your point, brother. You was dropping it.
So basically, all I'm saying is, man, consistency will get you everywhere and anywhere you're trying to be.
That's who.
You know what I mean? So, now that we're grown and we're trying to bring back that element of the porch, my whole goal of this whole situation is to rebirth certain things. Because I sat back and I thought about it the other day. It's like the porch. And for you to call it the porch, what it really did was make us remember about good times.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Real good times.
Yeah.
Like when we were younger and understanding that certain things, it was really good times that we shared. And I want to start reaching out, man, because a lot of times, man, when you look online and you look at certain things like that, all you see is rest in peace.
Heavy.
Rest in peace.
Heavy.
Rest in peace. And with us constantly seeing rest in peace and damn, he was a good dude. Damn, he was only 40. Damn, he was this and that. You know what I mean? It's like time is really the true riches. Like right now, I'm about to start reading this book. I started listening to a little bit of it because I'm not a real reader. I like to listen. I can read now. Shit, I can read.
We know you're literate.
All right, yeah, okay. But I just like listening to audiobooks because when I read shit, you know what I mean, it kind of put me to sleep.
Is it in a male's voice or a female's voice? Wow, that can only be weird if you're allowed to be. That can only be upset.
It's in a male's voice, bro.
So, I guess it's safe to say that you like to hear male voices in your ear from time to time.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. No,
okay,
you're not about to do that to me.
Okay, so wait, hold up. There's an audio book? Audiobook. Okay, so you don't like to hold the book. You'd rather a man tell you about it.
This fucking guy, man.
No, it's okay. You know why? You know why it's okay? Because there's only one way to make it weird. You'd have to accept the fact that you enjoy it.
No, all right, listen.
Okay.
All right. Let me go back to my book that I'm talking about.
What's the name of it?
4-Hour Workweek.
Damn, I like that. Go ahead. I don't need no man to be telling me in my ear, bro. Let me tell you, I can get paid 4 hours.
So, like, giving you the name of the book, 4-Hour Workweek. What you think about? What you think? What you think he's selling? What you think he's selling?
His voice.
He's selling
and you buying it.
They don't die. Yeah.
I'm talking to E.
Like, just think about it. He might be selling something else.
I don't listen.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about it.
4-hour work week.
If it only take him 4 hours to do it, and it's paying all his bills, it's definitely illegal. might be a little novel.
And that's exactly what it is. It's a novel. It's called The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. Now let me stop. Let me stop playing with it, man. Listen,
go ahead, man.
All right, listen. It's truly about I don't know what it's about. I ain't read it yet.
Just likes his voice. I told y'all, man. I don't know what it's about. It's the way he says it and the.
Come on, man, with the bullshit. Listen, all right, listen. The 4-Hour Work Week is pretty much broken down how. All I remember him saying thus far that I listened to, because I only listened to the very sample, because I'm a.
You're making sure you like it first.
Right.
Go ahead. What's the sample talk about?
We don't really want to be millionaires.
Oh. You can trash that shit. You don't need to finish reading that book. Unless it's gonna be billionaires and trillionaires.
Listen.
Hey.
It's not really that. It's like, do we really want to be millionaires, or do we want the luxuries of millionaires?
I really want to be a millionaire. But go ahead and talk about your book.
I'm just saying now, you don't.
What's his name, man? So I can make sure I don't make a mistake and buy that shit.
Nah, I'm saying it may just be about the luxuries.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Of the millionaire. Like, we may not necessarily want to be millionaires, we just want the luxuries of millionaires.
Oh.
So that's where he's going.
Okay,
with it.
all right. Okay,
so
okay. This is getting deep now. I like this.
That's what it is. Like, pretty much how they sampling and that I heard thus far. And he broke it down. It's like time freedom. Just imagine.
Right.
The money that you make in your life that that when you work and everything and you working, like, if you could have that same money, but travel whenever you want,
right?
Eat whenever you go out to eat whenever you feel like it. Mm-hmm. Not saying because you got the budget for it, because you got the time for it.
Right. Okay.
So that's where the 4-hour work week comes into. It's more about doing life the way you want to do it. See, you ever ask yourself this question? Why is jobs based around 8 hours a day?
I don't talk to myself. Okay, you can ask me that question.
What I'm saying, all right, so what I'm asking you is this. Why are jobs based around 8 hours? Why are they 8 hours a day?
Okay. All right. So if I had to go out on a limb here and say why it's based on 8 hours, it's a third of 24 hours of a 24-hour period.
Okay. All right. I get. I go with that. But at the end of the day, who said we had to work a third? Like, why do we really have to work a third?
No, you're right. Absolutely. Now,
okay.
Whoever came up with that concept was a genius, because they turned around and took a third of your day away from you daily.
So basically what it goes back to is this, bro.
Right.
The reason why we work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, some people work 7 hours a day, 35 hours a week, right? It's because that's the only way we know. It's really not that simple. Nobody said that had to be rules, that had to be guidelines, because if that was the rule and that was everything, then every job would be 8 hours.
Right.
You got nurses that work 12. You got police officers working 10. Mm-hmm. You got fire department firefighters, that's working 24 hours straight and they're for 72.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Right.
A lot of this system and stuff like that was adopted from, I believe, the UK. So if you're telling me that I got to work 40 hours a week, here's a funny thing. Why can't I pick them how I work them?
I didn't know the University of Kentucky had nothing to do with it. No. First off, I didn't know that. Well, I'm going to say this. In response to that, it is an ingenious idea for anyone who owns a business to find a way to create a format where it requires 8 hours in a day for a person to be compensated.
Right.
They are at that point, in my opinion, finding a way to totally maximize what they can get out of that individual.
Right.
Now, for the individual who is working the 8 hours, the reality of it is if they understood their value, they would immediately realize that they're already cutting into their lives so much just by habit.
Right.
So you know, the long and short of all of that is that I understand, and I didn't read any of the book, obviously, but I believe that where it's probably going to go is to get you to understand how to create more freedom and time and the ability to be able to still have all of those things plus then some without it taking most of your life.
Well, you know what it is? That's the thing. It's just like right now with the pandemic and everything that's going on. People are working alternate type shifts.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna act like I'm balling here, whatever. I still got a 9 to 5 and all that. And to be honest with you, a lot of times, you know, I'm there for a long time. But I look at it like this: I go to work every other day right now because of the pandemic.
Right.
But it's so many different ways that I can get to 40. Like if you know, sometimes I'm at work for 12 hours anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Who said I couldn't just work? You know, 13.333. You know what I mean? Hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and be off for the rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you tell me, as soon as you get your 40, you done for the rest, I might give you 20 on Monday.
Man, you might do 2 16s and an 8.
Yeah.
You know how many times I seen that go down?
That's
Monday,
what I'm saying.
Tuesday, doubled it up.
That's what
on
I'm
a
saying.
Wednesday, straight 8 and out the gate.
Yeah. So what I'm basically going with this whole situation when I get into this book and really understand that what's going on, I'm trying to see, you know, the real thing about it. Because he's supposed to show you how you can get to that.
Absolutely. You don't know the author's name? Because
Tim
shout him
Ferriss.
out.
Tim Ferriss.
Tim Ferriss.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know,
it's not a brand new book. It's been out for years. You know, I'm just starting to get my little.
Shout out to Tim Ferriss for the voice that my brother likes.
Yeah, nah, Tim ain't reading it.
You don't know that.
No. So, like I said, man, it's Porch Podcast, as we know, man. Thus far, we just appreciate y'all, everybody that's tuned in so far. You know what I mean? Like that is first episode, so of course you will see things like sponsors and you know, affiliates and all that type of stuff that happens. And, you know what I mean? But right now, like I said, we rocking. You know what I mean? Always
Absolutely.
chasing the bag.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Jersey cat right
You
there.
see it, baby.
Listen. Let me put my camera. Let me put my camera on me so y'all can see that. You know what I mean? Y'all see that? Always chasing the bag. And then we gonna go to P to get that Jersey cat. Let them see that. You see it?
You
right
see it.
Right there. You know what I mean?
Shout out to my man Killer.
That's it.
Yeah. Hey, listen, the Porch Podcast, baby. Like he said, it's the kickoff.
It's the kickoff.
And in the main understanding of everything of what we want to develop, listen, man, it's not about knowing everything. All right? Porch served its purpose, man. It helped groom us in life. Don't be totally clueless. You know what I mean? I often say a lot of times, man, that we don't want to reflect on our past because it reflects on too much of some of the things that we didn't do to the fullest capacity in life.
Right.
You know, I enjoy the fact of being able to sit down and build with people. I'm quite sure. I know me and my brother on the phone, we got to both jump off the phone from time to time because we always have conversations with multiple people.
Right.
So the world, I understand, and he understands, man, the world is full of different ideas,
Right.
thoughts, you know what I mean? It's full of a lot of different things, man. We all do everything differently, man.
Exactly.
We grow different,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? But in the same token, we all pretty much understand that you got to keep an open mind to the world. The world ain't scripted one way.
Right.
What's going to work for you may not work for me, and vice versa. Like I said, man, the porch is just going to be a way for people to come together. That's what it actually did back then, and bring people who have different thoughts and opinions to the forefront to be able to share them.
Right.
You know, at some point or another, as the show continues to grow and develop, we'll have people that come on and be able to talk and be able to share some experiences and some things that you just going to relate to, you know what I mean? And just be able to be in the position to understand.
Right.
You know?
That's what it is. So
it's getting ready to be an amazing situation, y'all, and I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate the feedback. Me and E, man, we love people to talk back to us.
Right.
You know, let us know what y'all want to hear, man. What y'all want to talk about, man.
Let us know what you want to talk about. Let us know how you feel about the episode. You know what I mean? You got a brand and everything like that. We can, you could be a guest. You know, we'll make all that stuff work, man. Everything comes. And that's what this platform is about. You know, a lot of podcasts you see people that already made it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And we just trying to help people get there, just like we gonna be trying to get there. So, you know, we not done with this episode. We just talking. You know what I mean? We
Oh
just
yeah,
letting y'all
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like,
Nah,
you
not
know,
at all, not at
that's
all.
what this is. But besides, you know what I mean, where we come from, and you gotta also talk about where you're going.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And of course, y'all see the vision that we have right now, being the Porch Podcast, and we plan on podcasting is real big nowadays, real big,
Yeah, it's huge.
and everybody knows how big it is and where it's going and what it's going through.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is this, man. We just want to be our main thing as we're here in life. I just want to be able to make sure I left my mark on the world.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
You know, you don't have to be known across the world to leave your mark on the world.
Talk about
It's just like the presidential race, and people looking for candidates, and they sit there and they vote for this person, they vote for that person, whatever like that. A lot of that situation, man, a lot of these situations, these things like that, it comes from we were taught that the president was the most important, person that was elected in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Where in all actuality, the most important election to us is our local elections. So I'm not about to talk about politics.
That's
But where
okay.
I'm going with it is,
Right.
you can make a mark in your community.
Right. Absolutely.
You can make a mark in your home.
That's where you're supposed to start.
Right. Make your surroundings. I think that social media has created people to believe that if they don't know me all across the world,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, then I ain't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know you across the world till they know you at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we born and raised Trenton, New Jersey, man. Right? Trenton, New Jersey. You know what I mean? That's just
Absolutely.
that's what it is. That's where we come from. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is, right? But to make a long story short, like I said, being from Trenton, New Jersey, I go everywhere in my community and people know me. E, what's up, E? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And believe it or not, they do the same thing when they see me, because P, you're a homebody. You like to be home.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey, man.
But the first thing they always ask, man, how your brother doing? Man, I ain't seen your brother in a minute, man. I seen him one day. And then next thing it was like he was like a ghost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I said, you talking about James? James St. Patrick? Yeah. Nah, he ain't died. Nah, you ain't seen him standing up in the, remember that bullshit? Everybody was talking about Ghost really wasn't dead.
Right.
Yeah, about that. You be watching Ghost now?
Well,
The show now? With our little cousin, Michael Rainey Jr.?
yeah, I do. I tune in pretty heavy. I'm a regular watcher. Like you were saying though, just building off of what you were saying in terms of, the visibility and being seen and all those things. More often than not, man, when you need to really grow in life and you really trying to take it to the next level,
Right.
you kind of got to take yourself out of the rhetoric of what you normally do. Because if you want to do extraordinary things, you got to do things that are extraordinary.
Right.
If you want to do something or you want different things in life, you got to stop doing the same repetitive things that you always been doing.
Right.
So more often than not, you got to be missed
Exactly.
in order to be loved.
Exactly.
Like you were saying before about the whole RIP situation.
Yeah.
People do that because the reality of it is death is finite. It's finished.
Right.
It's the end.
Finito.
That's it. There's no more after that.
Right.
So the whole recognizing that element of it
Mm-hmm.
is what you see now. But if you look at it from the perspective of taking yourself out of the regular routine of what you normally do, that's when you start to build yourself into the position to be able to grow as a person.
Right.
Like you were saying, most people don't understand the importance of voting in their own backyard.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
We won't hang on that,
Nah.
but it needs to be discussed because here's the thing.
Right.
If you, like I tell everybody, if you can't be a leader at home,
Right.
you can't lead anywhere else.
Exactly.
If you can't find out who is in control of things in your own backyard, you can't expect things to change overall.
Not at all. Not at all.
So most of the things that we deal with is, like we were talking about the concept, you just made a good point in terms of the fame element.
Right.
Most people, like I say all the time,
Mm-hmm.
validate themselves on how famous they are.
Exactly. Exactly.
See, in my household, if I can be visualized in that perspective as a leader, a winner, an example of what it takes to be able to get things done,
Right.
I'm famous.
Right.
Because we know how fame works. Today, I'm what you talking about.
Exactly.
Tomorrow, I'm a figment of your imagination, like you said, a ghost.
Yeah.
And even if it's a self-change thing, even if I take myself out of the eye, you still write me off as somebody who either lost it, forgot about it, or don't have it no more.
Right.
Until I reappear.
Right.
And this time when you start to see me as the person that I am, now you start to say that, oh, okay, this is what he's been evolving into in his absence.
The whole time. Right.
And that's the difference in the
Because
situation.
sometimes, I think it's what it is in the 48 laws of power. I think it's law number 16.
Okay. Like that. I like how you memorizing the numbers. Let's go.
Become scarce. You got to become scarce sometimes.
On,
it's power in your absence. Absence. What I mean? And being absent, Mom used to say it all the time. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Absolutely.
And a shout out to our boy Chris Munn. He used to say that absence makes the heart grow fonder for another motherfucker. But it depends what type of absence.
Right.
See, when you disappear because, man, they get on my nerves, I'm gonna disappear from them, maybe they gonna miss me. Nah, they get on your nerves, you disappear from them, then it will make it grow fonder. But these ladies that's waiting for their man to come home from jail because they really love him.
Okay.
That absence makes them miss. Or if you got a lady or your man go off into to fight in Iraq or some shit like that. You know what I mean? That types of absence sometimes. Now, I can't necessarily say that absence always makes a person's heart grow fonder, because if they're not in the right headspace, in the right spot, it can always create some BS and make some other type of stuff. But the best thing about it, when you go scarce and then you make things happen,
right,
and it works,
right,
people love you.
Listen.
It ain't gonna never, I don't give a damn. They gonna look at it and say, bitch could be sitting there, I don't know where you at, this and this and that. And he come back, let's say something. Let's just say I was out there on the block, you know what I mean? And, everybody, I'm just keeping it real. That wasn't the life I lived. Okay. I wasn't about that, you know what I mean? But I was able to go through.
Right.
You know what I mean? True. It's like being a DJ and being that person that brung that light of entertainment. Right. I was able to go through. So when I would go through and everything, chill with everything like that, if I was to disappear and somebody think I fell off, then I come back through, pulling up in the 750 or something. Get out. You know what I mean? Got the designer shit on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Winning.
Bitch gonna look at me. First thing, if she loose outside, she gonna look at me. She gonna give me this right here.
She gonna check.
They gonna hit you with the, hey.
Up, down.
Where you been at? I've been working, baby. I've been working. That's all it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I ain't disappeared enough for nobody to do that. And I'm good off that anyway.
Right.
But my whole point of that shit, I don't even know where I was going with that shit, but my whole
cool. I was wondering too, like, damn, see. You went to make a point and try to confuse me at the same time. No, I think I understand where you're going with it, but let me say this to it.
Right.
And it always remember something. Whoever's listening to it. The absence of one thing is the presence of another.
Right.
So in most cases, when you subtract yourself from one equation that is getting you nothing, you're not getting any more, positive results from it.
Exactly.
And you put yourself in a position where you start to look at it from the perspective of, I need to do this to be able to grow. It's the presence of growth. And it's the presence of another. So always remember that. When you subtract yourself, or when you change the mathematics in it, so to speak, change it in a way that's going to be a gain and never a subtraction. You know what I mean? Always be a help and never a hindrance. Be a blessing and never a burden. So when you start to figure out all these things and you start to make these changes and you start to flip the switch, a lot of times when you hit the light switch, you need to hit it in a new place.
Right.
See, if you're going to keep cutting the light on in the same place, and the same things is going on, then you don't want to grow. You just want to be present. Right. It's a difference.
Right.
People sometimes scared to grow because of the fact that they can't deal with it, the fact that it may require them to sever certain things or either be able to put some separation between it to grow.
That's because they don't want to, they feel like they're going to miss something.
They either feel like they're going to miss something or be missed. Yep. And they're validated by the the opinions of those who there. Listen, you know why millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires are less known by most people?
Yeah.
You got to Google them.
Right.
Because they prefer it that way.
Right.
Where broke people, you can find them everywhere you go.
That's why certain celebrities and everything, when they get a certain level, everybody say he changed. He don't come around the way no more. You can't see him.
Right.
No, it's not that he changed. He just knew that separation.
Don't leave the other part out, E.
That separation.
Oh, and he think he better than us.
Oh, yeah.
And what's the response to that?
Yeah.
No, you think he better than you.
Right. Because at the end of the day, basically what all boils down to is he's focused on his business. He or she is focused on their business.
Right.
So it's not that they forgot. How the hell you forget where you grew up at? Like like when people make that statement, that'll always be like, he forgot where he came from. Nah.
No, I just know where I'm going.
A good friend of mine the other day, me and him was talking. I ain't gonna say his name, and he was like, I just been focused on, over here because this is work. This business that I had because it's been working for me, and I got 2 separate Facebook pages, and I don't even look at the other one. It's like, bro, am I forgetting where you came from? And I had to tell him, like, hell no, you ain't forgetting where you came from. How you forgetting where you came from? You know where you came from. It's working over there on that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Me and you, I'm from where you came from, and me and you on the phone right now.
Come on.
So how the hell are you forgetting where you came from?
Because people slip up.
They forget. They just, sometimes I think what it is, people get caught into that mentality of, damn, if I don't go back around the way,
right?
They feel like I think I'm different. In all actuality, this brother here is no way he can feel that way because he still owns the house and lives in the house where he was around the way.
Right, but different ain't wrong.
Right.
And see, the thing about it is like you use that, like you said, forget where you came from, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You don't forget where you came from. Mm-hmm. You just know that it ain't where you want to be now.
Right.
And in that transition and change, in terms of growth,
right,
even boats have to lift the anchor to move.
Right.
And that's the thing that takes place a lot of time. Most of the people that we talking about.
That was deep.
Hey, thank you, brother.
What so happened? What you said was, even boats gotta
raise their anchors to move.
You ain't say that way the first time, did you?
You got to get your ears checked out. Make one. You got good insurance. But listen, the point is this.
Well, yeah.
The point is simple.
Mm-hmm.
People are always going to try to find a way to take everyone and everything along with them on their way to the next stop.
Yeah.
When you go on vacation, do you take everything that's at your home with you?
Nah, but you damn sure do try it. You damn sure do try to take everything. Like especially me, I'm a sneakerhead at times.
Okay.
So I like to try to take, for a 4-day trip, I'm trying to take what?
So you could take 3 dope ass pictures and people could see you in them sneaks.
Yeah.
But you done carry them. Here's the thing. Once again, ain't nothing wrong with remembering where you came from. Mm-hmm. But if you don't put it into the equation that you can't take everything, everyone, and every element of what brought you into where you are today, then you don't want to grow. If you allow a joker to talk to you and tell you, honestly, if you think about it, yo, man, you act like you forgot where you came from, and you stop, you ain't want to go nowhere.
Nah, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. And the reason why you're right is because we actually get caught up into what we're used to. It's really not about forgetting where you came from, or you don't want people to think you changed. We like to go where we're comfortable. See, that's why they tell you a lot of times we make changes in life and things become different in life when we decide to stop, when we become uncomfortable. Think about it. Most people don't want to change their job until they don't like it no more, or they're not making enough money.
Talk about it.
So they're not comfortable.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? Most people don't want to change their relationship, who they in a relationship with.
Right.
Because they're not comfortable, unless they're comfortable.
Right.
So when you start to evolve, you think that you're doing something wrong. Right. No, that means you're doing something right.
Come on. It feels different because it is different.
Because it is different.
Come on.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, you can always remember where you came from when you do stuff around where you came from. And you ain't got to be there necessarily to do that, man.
Right.
You can turn around and say, hey, yo, like somebody, hit me up the other day, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. For next season, I'm about to sponsor a Little League baseball team.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they run out in the jerseys. They influence entertainment on the back.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Keep me in the loop, baby.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Porch in the loop.
You know what I mean? Then, hell, if the money back right, we do 2 of them.
Why not, man?
The Porch Podcast team. And
why not? I'm quite sure, man.
They gonna
investing
see,
into that.
guess what? They going to see each other in the World Series and that shit, too. With a little league around the way. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Word.
Yeah.
But keep talking, man. Talk about what you was talking. You was building on it.
But basically what I'm saying is once you become that's why your mind goes like that. Because before, and you know this very well,
right?
Before you see real growth and evolution, you must first become uncomfortable.
Come on now, I done talked about it.
You must first become uncomfortable.
I done told you. In most cases in life, and people don't want to deal with this aspect of it. In order to become successful, you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Why? Because in order for you to do things you've never done, be places you've never been, and be able to accomplish things you never were able to accomplish, you have to realize that you have to be different than what you are.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, even if it's working, we are uncomfortable out of fear of it not being consistent. You know how many people I know that have the ability to do things that quit because the first time it didn't work out.
Right.
And it wasn't that they weren't gifted at it.
Right.
They weren't gifted in a position to be able to be patient and consistent. That's the difference. And that's what we are. And that's why I keep trying to tell people that I know. Win at one thing first.
Right.
Get used to feeling like a winner.
Right.
If you feel like a winner, and then you put yourself in position with other winners.
See, I like how you did that, because what you did, bro, was just bring it back to what we were talking about earlier in the show.
Absolutely.
Consistency.
Yes.
That when you could consistently win,
right,
it builds motivation.
Come on.
You know what I mean? That's why even if, may he rest in peace, the late great Nipsey Hussle, what do they say? The marathon continues.
It has to.
It has to continue. You know what I mean? Because of the simple fact that consistency is what helps us grow and blossom.
Absolutely.
And you want to grow, because it's growing, first of all, and becoming older and all that. It's inevitable. Who really got the real life Benjamin Button?
Listen.
You understand what I'm saying?
God didn't create you as an adult because you were supposed to learn as a child.
Right. Say that one more time.
God did not create you as an adult because you're supposed to learn as a child.
Right.
The mind is like clay. At your youngest form and states of your life, it is when it's the easiest to mold. As we get older, clay becomes what? Have you ever seen old Play-Doh? It becomes more hard and more difficult to work with.
Right.
It's not as easy to form.
Yeah.
And that's because what happens along the way, it loses what's inside of it that gives it that ability to be formed.
Yeah.
It begins to start to dry out.
So what about soft niggas, like baby shit? They clay don't harden up though.
Think back to the original origin of them, where they soft. Most of them that's Play-Doh now,
they been Play-Doh.
Come on,
hard pump Kool-Aid.
Come on, but guess what? They live.
Yeah.
See, everybody who's scared ain't no dummy. That's like I was telling you before, bruh. Everybody with a briefcase ain't got a plan.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody who is out here thinking that they, just gonna have life fall in their hands, they're gonna be standing there for a while with open hands.
Right.
So I agree with you 1,000% on all of the situation in terms of understanding.
Think they soft like baby shit though?
They could be. I don't know what they ate. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's a lot of that stuff. A lot of that stuff comes back to, once again, people run. You know what it is, bro? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right? I told you about that before. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
When people say that and they really get me lying.
I'm about to ask you, was you about to bullshit?
No, I don't shape you up, bro. Okay. I don't have barber clippers because I'm not a barber. Okay. But I will say this.
All right.
Let's be completely honest. Most people in life actually know what they need to do to make a difference in their life. Right?
Right.
You know, if you go to the casino all the time and you think people that got a gambling problem know they have one?
Absolutely. They do, but they don't care.
But because here's the reality of it. I can't give up on what I think my only plan is in life.
Yeah. Woo. So now that you put it that way.
Right. So when you substitute, once again, the absence of one thing is the presence of another. If I give you something better than the alternative that you have now, then you'll see that there's other alternatives for you.
That's like the theory of if you eat peanut butter and jelly your whole life, and somebody give you a nice little turkey sandwich with cheese, done up real nice.
Right.
Then you might say, damn, wait a minute, let me keep it real. I've been bullshitting my whole life.
Yeah. Right. You just got to know the difference between what to try and what not to. Like, for instance, I would never tell nobody to smoke crack. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, whoa.
You're right. No, you wanted peanut butter. You wanted the choke sandwich.
Wait.
Hell no. You wanted the choke sandwich. Listen.
Where did crack get involved? How did crack get involved?
Let me break it down. You can get both of them out of a house. First off, a turkey sandwich and some crack. Okay? But what I will say is this. If you look up, and you just made a point to make it, that if you open your mind up to there's other sandwich possibilities, right?
Yeah.
You ain't got to just have peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
Is it good? Yeah. But it might not be the only good sandwich. But you're so used to eating that, you don't try the turkey and cheese. You try the turkey and cheese, it's phenomenal. Okay. The reason why I said what I said about the crack situation is, in comparison to that, I don't have to smoke that to know it can ruin my life.
True that.
I see enough of that in full picture in front of me. Now, here's what we got to do as people.
Okay.
Starting with me and you. All right? So before we can start talking about other people, let's start with me and you.
I'm with you.
What me and you can do is to make sure that we always represent, like we're doing in our podcast, the thought that it's okay to be different, number one.
Right.
The understanding that in order to be successful, you got to do what? Be comfortable with being what?
You.
Uncomfortable. Okay? And lastly, be open to the understanding that the reality of it is we're more times than not, one play away from winning. Always think.
Speaking about being one play away from winning, back in the day when we used to lead the Porch and play football, who was the fastest nigga out there in the field, man?
I'm gonna say
it was me, right?
Okay. Listen.
Me.
Listen. First, you said fastest or smallest?
Fastest.
Okay, then it wasn't you. Okay, so listen.
All right, but let me keep
We're gonna go with Lil G or either Renzo. Yeah. Nobody's catching either one of those two.
Yeah, let me keep it real, man.
I love when they play.
Listen, man, this has been the Porch Podcast. You know what I mean? This is the Kickoff episode 1, man. I like y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Please, man.
Appreciate the love.
Make sure y'all stay here. Y'all always keep us locked in. And, we will keep coming with content, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, I'm your boy, DJ E, Mr. Influential.
The original, baby.
And we going to holler at y'all. Thank y'all for watching, man. We gone.
Yes, sir.